hidden among the Semien mountains in the north of Ethiopia, northeast of Gondar in the Amhara region. The Beta Israel of Elisha, as Ethiopian Jews were known, remained hidden from the rest of the Jewish diaspora until 1950. It was not until after the State of Israel had been created that they first heard talk of Zionism. Their isolation not only separated them from what was happening around them, but the rest of the world had not even heard of them, which generated various theories as to their origin. On the one hand, the Christian version says that the Beta Israel are descendants of Menelik I, son of the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. The Jews, on the other hand, believe they come from the tribe of Dan, one of the 12 tribes dispersed after the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 A.D. The Beta Israel were not officially recognized until 1975, after intensive research by the great Rabbi Obadiah Yosef. Hidden Beta Israel Jews. Origins of the Jews in Ethiopia vary. Are they descendants of the lost tribe of Dan? Did they come from Israel to Ethiopia with Menelik I, son of the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon? Are they associated with the Levites who brought the Ark of the Covenant to safety in Ethiopia? It says no theory can be proven. Jews known as Beta Israel, which is House of Israel, first settled in Gondar, Gondar, in northern Ethiopia. About 400 years ago, ancestors of today's hidden Jews migrated to North Shewa, south of Gondar. The Beta Israel were not allowed to practice Judaism, so they observed Jewish customs secretly, living publicly as Christians for centuries. Their teachings were transmitted orally with no documents that might be used against them. The Beta Israel are known as skilled craftsmen. They migrated to Addis Ababa and settled in Kishan, just outside the city, about 100 years ago, when requested to build the imperial palace. Today, the population of the Beta Israel of North Shewa is estimated at 150,000. They are all ancestral Jews, and most stay hidden by outwardly observing Christianity and, at the same time, retaining some Jewish custom. They do not intermarry with Christians, and the Christian community does not accept them as real Christians. Now more than 200 of the hidden Jews in Kishan practice Judaism openly. Semien, Semien, the kingdom of Semien. Semien mountain in Gondar, Ethiopia, is said that's where the commandments was given to Moses by Elohim. So the kingdom of Semien, sometimes referred to as the kingdom of Beta Israel, which is the house of Israel, was an ancient kingdom of the Beta Israeli population centered in the northwestern part of the Ethiopian Empire, that came to an end in 1627 during the reign of Ethiopian Emperor Susenyos I. There is a disagreement regarding the exact time of the establishment of the kingdom. It was preceded by a number of regions which were in Jewish rule in the northwestern part of Ethiopia. The Jewish Ethiopian tradition dates the establishment of the kingdom of Semien to the 4th century, right after the kingdom of Axum turned to Christianity during the reign of Ezana of Axum. The golden age of the Beta Israel kingdom took place, according to the Ethiopian tradition, between the years 858 and 1270, in which the Jewish kingdom flourished. During that period, the world Jewry heard for the first time the stories of Eldad Hadani, who apparently visited the kingdom. Marco Polo and Benjamin of Tudela also mention an independent Ethiopian Jewish kingdom in the writings from that period. This period ends with the rise of the Christian Solomonic dynasty. Gondar or Judith, Yodit or Izata or Gawa is a semi-legendary non-Christian queen, flourished c. 960, who laid waste to Axum and its countryside, destroyed churches and monuments, and attempted to exterminate the members of the ruling Axumite dynasty. Her deeds are recorded in the oral tradition and mentioned incidentally in various historical accounts. This Judith that they're talking about is the widow woman that cut off Holofernes' head and saved her people. Gondar is known as Isato in Amharic, which means fire. And I'll just stop right there. Just give you something to think about. This is still in the region where it is said that the commandments were given. Well, we do know there's no doubt as to whether, from research as to whether this was actually in Ethiopia, because it really lets you know that many of the Beta Israel people live there. So we thank Father. Hallelujah.